Yeah. Okay, that works. Yay. All right, round 2 of what, 6? There's like 6 cases in this game, I think. But yeah, because there's 5 cases and then there's a DLC case. So we're gonna be in this for the long haul. Welcome back in. It's Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, episode 2. Fuck, what's it called already? I already forgot the name. Shit. I'll see in a second.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the forbidden chamber.
Night, night, Alderman. Sweet dreams. At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
Oh, cool. We actually know who the killer is already. They usually do that. This is the first game where you know who the killer is in the second case. A few months prior to the courthouse bombing. So I can do this case, but I can't do... If I try to play these games in in order that makes sense, that's not the release order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had to do 1, 2, and I think I have to do 6, and then I have to do 4. I do 6 before, 4 but after 2. I may just play them in order and just take the hit. Oh hey Apollo, getting an early start today? Yeah, this is the first job I've had in a while after all. Well, aren't we all fired up? Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. What kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details. Work? Is that how you put it? Oh my gosh. You've really become a fixture around here, Apollo. Yeah, it's been a year since I was hired. Damn. A year? My name is Apollo Justice. I know. I've been practicing law for about a year, but I still have a lot to learn. This is the Wright Anything Agency, and it's where I work. I say we work, but still. Don't let the name fool you. It's definitely a law agency. But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly. It's the law agency part of this office that's usually forgotten. This is the Trucy Wright, a budding magician, an adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. He sometimes makes me help her with magic tricks. And what's wrong with that? You're one of the agency's talents as well. I was under the impression that I was a lawyer. I guess they never been revealed to be siblings yet, huh? Oh, we'd better hurry. Doesn't look like Daddy is gonna make it, so let's get going. Huh? Where are we going? What about the job you mentioned? This is the job, Polly. You're supposed to keep me company today. Now, come on. Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this coming. Well, this is the Wright Anything Agency, you know. And there's no law-related work at the moment, so... Where is Mr. Wright anyway? How is Apollo getting paid for this then? Is he just being sent on odd jobs and then being paid by Wright? Daddy said something about not going to meet an acquaintance. But don't worry, just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Well, let's go. We don't have all day. Wait a second. Nine Tails? What is this? Naruto? I think I made this joke when I first played this game years ago. Move forward a little bit, and move this back a little bit, and I can be more relaxed when I'm playing this game. Ooh, so what are we doing way up here in the mountains? This is Nine Tails Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here. Yokai? Oh, you mean Japanese monsters? Guess that explains all these weird things. So we're not in Japan because they mention it like that. Speaking of which, wasn't Ninetales Vale founded by Japanese immigrants? Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism over at the Alderman's Manor. My friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here. Interesting. In other words, I'm your chaperone because your daddy was too busy. Daddy said that with these horns of yours, you'd be a great addition to their festival. Why is everyone insulting Apollo's hair? It's not that bad. I mean, you look just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly? Can do without thoughtfulness like that. Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly. The festival grounds are this way. Okay. Let's talk first, though. This monster craze. Come to think of it, I think I heard about it on TV. It's supposedly how Ninetales Vale made a comeback from the brink of fiscal disaster. Our agency could sure use something positive like that. Oh, I know. Let's jump on board the monster craze. You and Daddy will be a perfect comedy duo. You can call yourselves Agni and Rudra. Was there a reference to something? Demon Kings of Comedy. Daddy sets them up, and you knock them down. Hey, I think we hit the jackpot with this idea. Sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer. You do? I mean, we do have powers. Hey, Trucy, have you seen my attorney's badge? How could you lose something so important? Sometimes I really wonder about you, Apollo. It's right here. This is so weird. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere. Oh, look! What are these panties doing here? Forget about panties. I'm looking for my badge. Oh, it's the magic panties. Did you forget? These are my magic panties. You took my badge. That's my attorney's badge. And there's my cookies. How do you do that? It's like with what's it called? It's a Bubble Bass? Whatever, the guy who did like on SpongeBob who was just like, no pickles. And he has all the stuff underneath his tongue, and everyone's like, there's the pickles from last time. And there's my cookies. Set it all up while we were back at the office. Oh, I didn't even... Wait, you took my badge? There we go, Apollo. Teehee. Teehee smile. Speaking of... Choose Wright, attorney at law. That'd be interesting to see that. Alright, let's go. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's neat. In the older games, it didn't look like this. But I had like a little, there's the menu on like the icon on the left there to have the places on the right. But now it not only has this set up like this, but also has icons to show you where you are, and then I guess points of interest. That makes it easier, I feel like. We'll see if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you should go here, or if it just has a point of interest whenever it's like a new thing. Because if it's a point of... I don't remember that being a thing in Dual Destinies when I played it the first time. Wow, this place is really something. It definitely feels like a different world here. Juicy. Jinxie. And this is... my friend, Jixie Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns, a love of red. Are you a demon? No! Ow! Be gone, foul beast. You look great, Polly. Fills in some of that space on your forehead. What is this thing? I like how when he talks, it moves. It's a warding charm. It thinks he puts them on all the monsters she finds. Monsters really were humanity this whole time, huh? But I'm not a monster. Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon. Or you could just say I'm human. The red demon. Emissary of the underworld. Oh, why's my neck so stiff? Hold on. I'm just not sitting properly, that's why. I'm gonna take this thing off my back of my chair. I can sit in my chair properly, my ergonomic chair. Everyone should get one, by the way. That's a little bit better, I guess. Can I take this off now? So you can eat me? No. I'm not gonna eat you. Forgive me, oh terrible one. Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits. Don't worry. I'm already full. Please stay that way. Here, have a sacrifice. Here's the badge that I have. Okay. Oh, it is my badge. Okay, that was like different, it's gonna be some like default answer, but I guess it is depending on what I have. So, tell us about the location. So I wanted to ask you about Ninetails Vale. Okay. Oh shit, that dog is barking outside again. Great. Looks like you've been I was gonna say, looks like you've been demonetized. Looks like your YouTube channels are down. Shit. God damn it, Tusi, we should back it up. Looks like you've been demonized, Polly. Literally. I'm starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself. Please don't eat me. Have food if you're hungry. This isn't working. I won't get anything out of her until we set the record straight. Only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look. What? It's not a what? Oh, that's dumb. So I had to has that happened before? We've presented something, but like I had to wait to present something? I guess so. No, even in the old games, I would just like, if something would need to be presented after talking to someone, I could present it before talking to them and just skip over that step. But, no, there were some conditions that happened that way. But still, I had to present I presented the badge, and it was like, no. And then I pressed them, and then I can present the badge. I don't see what the difference was in how I talked to them. I wanted to show you this. What is it? It's my attorney's badge. You see, I'm not a demon, I'm a lawyer. Really? You're a lawyer? Does it protect you from Enma Dio's judgment? Who's Enma Dio? I read somewhere that he is the demon lord who judges the dead for their sins. Uh-oh, I think now she thinks you're a demon lawyer from hell, Polly. I mean, all lawyers are demons, right? Can I go back to being just a normal demon? Please don't boil me in a scalding cauldron. I prefer a Turkish bath if possible. Wasn't there? I think I used to read a manga that had a demon lawyer. Fuck, I forgot the name of it. And then it got canceled, I think. I think they axed it. It was from back when I was in... God, it was past middle school, but it was in high school, I think. Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Oh, hold on. I think I know the name of it. That's gonna bother the shit out of me. Yeah, Defense Devil. About a devil that was a lawyer. That's right. Came out in 2009 to 2011. So I was high school. I completely forgot about that until just now. Please, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Sir, have mercy on my soul. I told you, I'm not a demon, and Trucy, you're just making things work. You just leave that Emma Dio to me. Isn't that great, Jinxie? Uh-huh. I'm no longer scared to cross into the afterlife. Okay. Okay. So, Jinxie, I hear this village is the epicenter of the monster craze. Uh-huh. Barely anyone had even heard of it before, but now it's packed with tourists. Really? So the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival? It was the Alderman's idea, but I'd be careful if I were you. There are lots and lots of yokai prowling about Nine-Tails Vale. Prowling about? You mean like wild animals or something? Mm-hmm. And they're hungry too. Many new monsters, and they're all over the place? Huh? In fact, there was one at the manor yesterday. I heard the doorbell ring when I opened the door and nobody was there. It was the Ding Dong Demon. How else could you explain it? Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play this prank called Ding Dong Ditch. Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real, but you can't prove that they are real. There's even one here at the manor. Okay, maybe you can. The demon Tenma Taro. He's imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenma Taro? The Forbidden Chamber? What RPG mess is this? About that yokai you said was imprisoned here at the manor, is it true? Uh-huh. He's a super evil demon named Tenma Taro. Here, take a look at this scroll. Tenma Taro is the dark demon you see here. He's a super evil and super scary. So that's the yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. He was defeated by the village guardian yokai, the Nine-Tailed Fox, and locked away forever. So, you're saying Tenma Taro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh, but he's just biding his time until he can escape. Still, we should be perfectly safe, because there's a really powerful sealing charm on the door keeping it shut tight. Ha! Yeah, Apollo. Yeah. You know, funny guy. Yeah. You can keep the score if you want. The Alderman gave me this, but just holding it gives me the chills, so... And, thanks, Jinxie. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I'm only counting 8 tails. Hold up. Hold on. Oh, this is hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tails. Right? I'm not losing it, right? There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's only 8 tails on this fucker. Are those things on your forehead also warding charms, Jinxie? Yes, they're to prevent evil things from getting inside me. Papa told me to wear them. Evil things? Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead. They have to stay there. Forever. Got it? It's time for me to get back to work. Thanks for inviting us, Jinxie. How do you know this girl? You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Even I don't know what to expect, but it's sure to be fun. Demon! Tenma Taro. Tenma Taro? The demon? In the Forbidden Chamber? Please don't hurt me. Be gone, be gone, be gone. Better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away. Wow, I sound like a mustache twirling villain. Eek, charm. Where's that die and go to heaven charm? Oh, she put it on her forehead this time. Her own forehead. She gives up quick. Wow, she was just like resigned herself to her fate. Hey, you there. You mustn't stare at Temataro like that. Lower your eyes. You'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Hmm? Your definitely stops here and now, Temataro. Now what? Look, Apollo. There's someone up there on the roof. That booming laugh. Could it be? My 9 gold tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. With my band of 100 minions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. Yaha! Also, Temataro is kind of like the heel. Yeah, in wrestling. The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales, is here. Fear not, good little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Temataro. Yeah! It's the amazing Ninetales. Crap, 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 crap. Up to your no good tricks, eh, Temataro? What, not on my watch. There's nothing to fear now, my child. I've banished Temataro. You and your people can now live in peace. Thank you, Mr. Raising Ninetails, sir. Now I must be off. Another match and another foe to vanquish. So wait. What was that all about? Did that wrestler just chase off a yokai? Looks like that yokai better watch their back. Because it's yokai watch. And I'm going back to the gift. Looked like he came out of the Alderman's Manor. That was an amazing Ninetales. He's a pro wrestler from right here in Ninetales Vale. But no one knows his true identity. What was that all about him banishing Temataro? That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Temataro is released to remind us of his wickedness. In the end, the 9-tailed fox drives Temataro out and purifies our village. But the amazing Ninetales did the honors this year. So here's the funny thing. That's like fake shit right here, but we've seen an exorcism happen. So we know exorcisms are real. We know spirits are real. But this space is kind of a sham. Oh, when you look at the time, I better get back to work. Oh, I thought that was Apollo saying that. Please excuse me. She's a strange one, all right. I think she's sweet in her own special way. Well, we still have some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of Ninetales Vale while we're here. The fun never stops, does it? Well, it won't for a while, probably. Yay, festival time! Which I'm not going to show because that's the fun and nice part. Okay, 3:40 p.m. What time was it when we got here? Shit, I forgot. I think I bought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale. I know, because my wallet's running on empty. What's all the commotion over there? Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? Hope everything's okay. It's terrible. Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon Temataro. He killed Alderman QB. What? Wait, killed as in dead? Yes, and the Temataro did it. Temataro? You stay here while I go have a look. But please, wait. Huh? Ah, it's a Temataro warding charm. It should protect you, but please, be careful. The Alderman's in the Fox Chamber at the top of the main staircase. Okay, got it. Huh, a piece of evidence, huh?
Help! Someone call an ambulance!
The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds. Apparently the man impaled by the spear was already dead, but there was one other person there and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. It sounds like he'd only been unconscious. You think Jinxie's going to be okay? I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least he's calm enough for the police to question her for now. Oh, look, here comes Jinxie. Hi, Trucy. Hi, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Mr. Justice, thank you very much. Feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. That warding charm is my supernatural security system. It protects me from yokai, ghosts, demons, and other things that go bump in the night. Just the other day, I was chased down by a demented camera demon. So I drove him back with my trusty warding charm. It's like paparazzi, yeah, or tourists, yeah. Still, I suppose it's not nice to repel every yokai I meet. I mean, there are some that aren't all that bad. I learned that today. So, yeah. The man with the spear in his chest was already dead? Uh-huh. It was Alderman QB. When I found him, he was already... Oh. And the one who was found alive, who was he? Damien Tenma. He's the mayor of the neighboring city, Tenma Town. They arrested him. So, he's the killer? Nuh-uh, Papa didn't kill anyone. Papa? As in your father? That's right, Jinxie's dad is mayor of Tenma Town. Oh shit. Yes, Way, but he's innocent. The victim was the alderman of Ninetails Vale, and Jinxie's father, the mayor of Tenma Town, was arrested for the crime. I know this is difficult, Jinxie, but you need to hang in there. I know. I'll try my best. Do you mind telling me a little more about the victim? So the victim was the village alderman? What can you tell me about him? His name is Rex QB. They say his family has ties to the legendary nine-tailed fox. He was always really kind and he always looked out for me. He was a former pro wrestler and I even heard he knew the Amazing Ninetails. I'm starting to think I know who the Amazing Ninetails is already. With your father being mayor and all, I guess you're originally from Tenma Town, huh? So then why did you come work here? It was to overcome your fears, right, Jinxie? Plus, Mama was from Ninetails Vale, though she's no longer with us. She loved these flowers. I always wanted to live where Ninetails flowers grew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 9 on there. Okay. Wow, what a beautiful flower. And with exactly 9 petals too. Just looking at them gives me courage, even when I'm scared of yokai. I wonder if there's gonna be some Scooby-Doo shit going on here, like, oh, I wanted the property so I can take the flowers and sell them on the black market because they're worth something in the black market. Jinxie, when you first told us what happened, you said the killer was a demon. The warding charm on the Forbidden Chamber's door. It's been removed. Interesting. I think you need more than just removing a charm to open that door, but we'll see how this goes. That's how Tenma Tower escaped. But when I try and remember what happened, it all goes fuzzy. Jinxie, you should go get some rest. You've been through a lot today. I wonder if there's like, I mean, there's probably, in real life there probably is one, but I wonder if like in here there's like some in-universe like support group for people who have been witnesses to crimes. Apollo, maybe this is your chance. Chance for what? To do the right thing and defend Jinxie's dad in court. Who, me? Wouldn't a man like Mayor Tenma have access to more experienced lawyers? You want to know what the detective said? They doubted there was a lawyer who could get a not guilty verdict in this one. Okay, well that sounds like a challenge. Don't worry, Jinxie. If anyone can prove your dad's innocence, it's Polly. And Wright. And Cykes. And Edgeworth if he decided to actually be a defense attorney. You accept the case, won't you, Polly? Oh, it's all over, isn't it? I'll be all alone for the rest of my life. Hey, come on, are you gonna make her an orphan? Well, I guess not really an orphan. Are you gonna make her have to live by herself? Alright, Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me. Attaboy, Polly. You gonna help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Yep, because that's what lawyers do. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your father walks away a free man. Anything, coxgun. Thank you, Mr. Demon Lawyer. I can tell you one of the good ones. God. Red demons are usually so mean. But before I forget. Hey, Apollo, what's the notebook for? Oh, I just thought I should jot down some stuff about the case. And so I don't misplace them, I'm putting my notes in the court record. I guess it's what you would call a to-do list. Oh, sounds handy. I almost forgot. It's about Jinxie's father. No matter how scary he seems, promise me you'll resist the urge to run away. Wait, what? His angry glare can paralyze you with fear, and some claim he can even shoot laser beams from his eyes. Well, maybe Papa isn't really that scary. I think it's about time to see Jinxie off. I'll head back to the office after I'm done. Okay, thanks. I thought he would be... Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's not this case. It's the next case. It's I thought Athena Cykes was in this case, but no, she's in the case after this, I think. Well, I just titled this stream wrong. Okay, so how's this work? Go meet my client. Okay. Visiting hours. Perfect timing. Oh, interesting. Who are you? Yeah, so you're Damien Tenma, right? I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. I'm here to help. Sorry, I get a little loud sometimes. How incredibly rude. Sorry, did I do something to offend you? A visitor when all others shun me like a common criminal. And here I am with nothing to offer. I'm the epitome of rudeness. Unworthy as I am, I, Damien Tenma, shall breach these walls, so that I may treat my benefactor to some tea and maybe some cookies too. No, wait, we can do tea and cookies after we prove your innocence. How about you start by telling me what happened? I see. So tea and cookies can wait, can they? A good guy with a face like that can see why he's misunderstood. He's like, what's his name? Will Powers, the guy who's the Steel Samurai guy. You know, he was like a big, like, lug of a guy, and everyone was like, oh, he must be the killer. And he's just like a big ass softy. Yippee. Thank you for agreeing to defend me. Oh, no thanks required, just doing my job. Okay. Nice day today, huh? How about that weather, huh? I love nice days like these. It's perfect lawyering weather. The trial is tomorrow. Yes, right, the trial. I wanted to show you. Oh, it's just, I could tell it's like not important stuff. Those charms on your head, they're the same as this one, correct? Indeed they are. Jinxie applied them after the murder. She said they would keep Tenmataro from possessing me. Oh, right. Still, there are an awful lot of them. That there are. Truth be told, my head's feeling a bit itchy. Can't you peel them off? Jinxie did this for me. I could not hurt her feelings like that. He really cares for his daughter. Not interacting with the Ninetales flower, despite the fact that it's your wife's favorite flower. Mayor Tenma, do you mind if I ask why you were arrested? Sorry, I guess some things were better left unsaid. Excuse me? To think a public paragon such as I could be treated like this. This arrest should never have happened. Go on. I feel the ill effects it would have on our youth. Now I have but one choice. I must leave here at once, if only to protect the moral fiber of our youth. No, wait. You can protect the moral fiber of our youth after you've been declared not guilty. I suppose you're right. My fingerprints were on the spear that killed Alderman Cuby. That's why I was arrested. Your prints were on the murder weapon? That's never good. Any idea how they got there? None, for I hardly remember a thing, you see. I was fast asleep at the time. Someone must have slipped me a sleeping pill or something. What's worse, someone clobbered me on the head. A drug-induced slumber and a blow to the head. No wonder you hardly remember a thing. Oh. Well, I think we can safely assume your prints were planted while you were unconscious. Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't be... I guess would that be hard to prove or not? I don't know. What did the police have on you as far as the motive is concerned? Truth be told, there's been a bit of a trouble between the alderman and I as of late. Oh, was it personal in nature? Nothing like that, it's a long story. But suffice to say, I've been pushing to merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. Surrender Ninetales Vale to Tenma Town now. I mean, if you say it like that, I can see why he can be like, no. That's what I told him. So, that's the motive the police have established for the Alderman's murder? Indeed it is. After all, Alderman Cuby was dead set against a municipal merger. And that's why they think you killed him. He was in your way. Curses! Mayor Tenma, are you okay? Jinxie, forgive me. I never meant to worry you like this. It'll work out fine, just leave it to me. Yeah, it's not the problem with the evidence that we have, it's the problem that the lack of evidence that we're missing. Like, I mean, the evidence that we have is what, the spear with the fingerprints, but we could just be like, fabrication! And then it's just like he was knocked out. We have proof that, you know, he has sustained a head injury, right? So, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna be like, oh, there's no one who else it could possibly be because there's eyewitnesses that prove that, like, no one else could have been in the vicinity. But, I mean, I don't know why we would arrest two people. This guy who's knocked out when there's a possibility of someone else, you know, sneaking into the area and knocking out both of them. Thank you for meeting with me, Mayor Tenma. Please, wait. My daughter, Jinxie. Yes? She already lost her mother. And now with me being held here, I fear she'll be terribly lonely. I hesitate to ask, but I beg you, be a friend to her in her time of need. Leave it to me. Trucy and I will look out for your daughter. I shall rest a little easier then. You know, you remind me of some of the new friends Jinxie has been talking about. New friends? Yes, it seems he's made some new friends since he started working in Ninetails Vale. They're quite the unusual bunch, too. There's a lady with an exceptionally long neck, a young lad with an incredibly long tongue, and many other interesting characters. Interesting. Now, if you would excuse me, it appears my time is up. A call? The ringtone! It's a cover of Lamiro's song. Oh, that's cute. He doesn't probably know, but that's his mom's song. Oh, that's nice. A call? Oh, it's Mr. Wright. A justice here. Apollo, is that you? Hi, Mr. Wright. What can I do for you? She told me you've taken on a new case. Oh, that. It was kind of spur of the moment. That's fine, but I have a favor to ask. Sure, what is it? I'm at the airport right now. There was someone I had to meet. A new addition to the agency, actually. Oh, thank goodness, I actually did title my stream properly. Let's go! Her name is Athena Cykes, and she just passed the bar. Whew, whew. She took off as soon as I told her you needed help with the case. It was like there was no stopping her. Wait, what? Where is she now? Probably somewhere in Ninetails Vale by now. That's where the favor I mentioned comes in. I need you to go find her. But I've never even met her before. What does she look like? She'll be the girl in a yellow suit sporting an attorney's badge. Okay, I'll find her. A new addition to the agency. Oh, because I'm here already. So let's go to Yokai Lane. Okay, so they don't tell you where you need to go. They just shows you the new place that got unlocked. That's fair. Anything else would probably be too much of a hint, in my opinion. You know, they should let you move around and discover things on your own. There's a good way to balance this game, and sometimes it can get a little iffy, like when we were playing Apollo Justice, especially in the second case, and we were moving around all over the place. That was kind of frustrating, but at the same time, like, you know, you could just brute force it if you need to. But it does design better, but in this, at least they don't, you know, hand it to you, be like, you have to go exactly here. You'll know when you go to the right location because it'll show the date and the time. I already told you, I'm a lawyer assigned to this case. I need to say the crime scene, so if you would please tell me where QB Manor is. You can't fool me, you're just some delinquent high school student playing hooky. You stupid pig-headed. This attorney's badge isn't just for show, you know. Why won't you believe me? Don't expect me to defend you in court if you ever get arrested. Well, I'm the one who usually does the arresting, so... Say, shouldn't you be getting back to school? I already told you I'm a lawyer, not a student. That's it, enough of your lies. You're coming with me. Get your hands off me.
What the?
Oh, poor Apollo. I don't care about the cop, but poor Apollo. You can watch out for the bystanders next time. Whoops. Are you okay? I think so. I am so sorry. I do that when people suddenly grab me. It's like a reflex or something. You're Athena Cykes, I take it? That would be me, and you are? I'm Apollo Justice. I work at the Wright Anything Agency. The Wright Anything Agency? What a fishy sounding name. It's a long story, but it is a law office, among other things. Didn't Mr. Wright explain it to you? Oh, right, that Wright. So then you must be... Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. Well, here I am. Now how about telling me a little bit about yourself? Mr. Wright didn't really tell me much, as always. Ah, of course. Feel free to ask away. Yep, that's your attorney's badge, all right. Its a dull, grimy look makes me think of all the courtroom battles you faced so far. I hope mine will look like that someday. Look out, legal world. Athena Cykes is psyched and ready to go. Yeah, keep that to yourself, Apollo. What an interesting picture. It looks like a one-on-one monster smackdown. It must have been quite a battle. With which yokai do you think is stronger? Seems to me Tenmataro's ability to fly would give him an edge over the Nine-Tailed Fox. But the fox has powerful legs. He pounced before Tenmataro knew what hit him. He won't be pouncing on anyone after he's dropped from way up in the sky. But the Nine-Tailed Fox is gold-colored. Gold is way better than black, so I'm sure he'd win. What do colors have to do with anything? Red's not even the best. Blue is the best. Okay, so those are moot points. So Athena, I hear you just passed the bar. That's right, and here's my shiny new badge to prove it. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, so you must be a bit younger than me. A bit more than you might think, in fact. I'm only 18. 18? Oh, it's fine. Edgeworth was like 17 in his first case, and Clavier Gavin was also like 18 or 19 in his first case too. How in the world did you become a lawyer at that age? Oh, and Francisca von Kama was like 14. I skipped a few grades while I was an exchange student in Europe. And I got my license to practice law while I was over there. All I can say is, wow. I also studied analytical psychology. Thought it might help me a bit to be a bit of a lawyer. Psychology helps everybody about a lawyer. How exactly does that work? I would love to take a psychology class again. I took a human behavior class in high school, and it was actually pretty fun. I don't remember a lot of it, but I think I remember there was something to do with behavioral therapy at one point, or like they talk about like reinforcement and punishment, like positive and negative reinforcement and punishment. There's like 4 different types. So tell me about your client. What are they like? Oh right, you haven't met him yet. Well, and I fill her in. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And that about sums it up. He's more worried about his daughter than himself. Yeah, like a respectable dad. What a wonderful father. Wait, are you crying? I'm not crying. There was something in my eye. Moving right along. Let's get down to business. Helping a client is priority number 1. So Athena, you mentioned studying psychology. That's right. I've always wanted to bring analytical psychology into the courtroom. The power of psychology will bring a breath of fresh air to the legal system. Oh really? So how do you plan on using it to defend our client? Well, for example, I can try to listen on a person's inner voice, and then analyze their psychological state with the help of my trusty partner Widget. Widget? This device around my neck here. Say hi, Widget. Hi, Widget. It talks? Wow, you need a volume knob. Anyway, the little guy will sometimes say what I'm feeling. Awkward. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Now that I seriously doubt. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something you might be interested in. I got it on my way here. Think it might have something to do with our case? A special edition covering our case? That was quick. That's the whole point of the special editions, isn't it? To be the first to get the scoop. Rapido. Right, well let's see what it says here. Tenmataro, real flight of fancy. It would figure it was on the Tenmataro was captured on camera at 3:40 p.m. Tenmataro was seen, he was seen flying through the sky? Yeah, someone happened to be snapped that photo near Ninetail's Vale. The article goes on to say it might be connected to our case. Apparently, the photo was shot right after the murder occurred. Well, there are black feathers and strange tracks at the crime scene. I'm not surprised the locals think a yokai was involved. Wait a second, yokai has been one of those Japanese monsters? Yes, Ice-T. This is a Ace Attorney game where things like that can happen. I don't know why I thought of that John Mulaney joke. Mein Gott. Mein Gott? Mein Gott? How do you say that? Mein Gott. You don't actually think it was a supernatural murderer, do you? Of course not. Okay. That's good to know. Underlay, Apollo. Let's get cracking on that crime scene already. Okay, now she speaks Spanish again. So here, we need to go here. What a nice picture. Nice portrait. Do you hear that? It sounds like a TV or something. Oh, look. There's a TV in that little room in the corner. In other news, the mysterious masked wrestler, the amazing Ninetales, has been confirmed missing according to sources close to the wrestler. It appears he disappeared sometime after the special event held in Ninetales Vale today. He also failed to appear at the match today where he was scheduled to defend his title. Local villagers say his disappearance may be connected to Tenma Taro's recent escape. So that wrestler's gone missing. Hey, you two! You don't belong in here. This fucking rat bastard here. Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious. What about them and their horns of yours? They look mighty suspicious if you ask me. Horns? That's my hair. Anyway, we're lawyers and we're here to... Ah! You're them lawyers come to defend my Tenma, ain't you? Sure, reckon with what that expensive looking bracelet you got there. Oh boy. The name's Phineas Filch. Oh, he's a fucking thief. Okay. Okay. I'm the caretaker here. Pleased to meet you. Same here. Wow, talk about a quick change of heart. Tell me, demon lawyer. Bet you use them demonic horns of yours to scare the bejeebers out of witnesses, huh? Come here, you little horn demon, yo. These horns my hair isn't meant to threaten anyone. They ain't? Seems a mighty big waste of a perfectly good horns if you ask me. And again, it ain't none of my business, so... Well, I best get back to work. No, you took my fucking bracelet. Oh, stop right there, huh? Me? Apollo, your bracelet's gone. Huh? Don't you worry, Mr. Lawyer, sir. I'll check out the lost and found later. Somehow I don't think that would be necessary. Just check your wrist right now. The cat's out of the bag. That was a pretty pathetic attempt. Sorry. I'm like saying all that. Just couldn't control myself. Please, forgive me. I'm begging you. Can he just be the guilty culprit? Come on now. What should we do about him, Apollo? Well, I got my bracelet back and you seem sorry enough, so... I knew you'd understand, Mr. Lawyer, sir. You obviously got a big heart. As big as the water caught in your wallet, I hope. You leave my wallet out of this. Hey, didn't you just finish apologizing for stealing from us? Head for the hills. Holy shit, a fucking Looney Tunes sound effect. Get back here, you. Looks like you dropped a few things. Looks like a pair of diagrams. This one's of the crime scene, and here's one of the foyer. He left his shoes behind, too. The guy is a living definition of a bumbling thief. Let's hang on to his shoes. We can give them back the next time we see him. As for the diagrams, I say we keep them. They look like something the police might draw. Wonder where that caretaker got them. Now then, as I recall, the Fox Chambers should be at the top of those stairs. Whoa. Where do all those black feathers and weird tracks come from? The popular opinion seems to be that they're from Tenma Taro. You mean the great evil has returned? Even if he did, I'd be laughed out of the courthouse trying to indict him. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? This is a crime scene. And who are you? Are you with the police? I asked first, who are you and what are you doing here? On second thought, I'm placing you under arrest for disturbing a crime scene. Heck, under arrest? But save it for the boys back at HQ. Now come quietly or else. I don't want to be late for lunch. Please wait, we're Mayor Tenma's lawyers. Well, why didn't you say so? So you're the lawyers I heard about. Haha, I almost took you two in. You two sure were suspicious though. I don't know how many times I can take being called suspicious in one day. Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase? It's in justice we trust. Oh boy. Well, my last name's Justice, so do you trust me? So, what can I do for you? Okay, so I can tell that's not a good one. Okay. I'm just gonna do all these now, because it's probably better to do that now. And last but not least, let me check these. The foyer, Fox Chamber, Ferment Chamber, Aqueduct, the Air Duct. The foyer, the caretaker's office, and the thing right there. Okay. So, would it be okay if we had a look around? Certainly not. No unauthorized personnel allowed. Going to make an exception? Cease and desist at once, or I have to deal with my little friend here. In justice we trust. Maybe Mayor Tenma's attorneys, but you still need authorization to cross a police line. Apollo, let's see if we can't change his mind. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. You're wasting your time and mine. Nobody's crossing the line without authorization. I'm a wall of justice keeping injustice. That would be you at bay. I knew it. Look, there's just us and you here, right? Just us and me, you say. That's right? Are you trying to say that justice and I aren't enough to keep you out? What? No, silly. We're saying that you're an inspiration in our quest for justice. No, it can't be. You have him on the ropes now, Athena. If we were on the side of justice, would you let us through? But guarding the crime scene is a part of justice too. Sure. But only a bad guy would stand in the way of justice, right? Whose justice is the most just here? Well, we can't have a fair and just trial without thorough investigation, so... Oh, Lady Justice. What would you have me do? I mean, you can go hang out with fucking Judge Gavel if you want to. I think we really got to him. Yeah, he seems pretty neurotic as far as champions of justice go. Our pleas for justice must have had a huge impact. It's tying him up in his knots. Now's our chance to start looking around. Should I stop them or let them through? Whose justice is more just? Well, let's get to work. We're supposed to be finding clues related to the crime, right? Right. A search of the crime scene should turn up evidence we can use at the trial. Let's try viewing the crime scene from different angles. You never know what's hiding just around the corner, right? So we move the cursor. Okay. That because I know how to do this. Nos allons commencer. Let's get started. Okay. So let's start here. There's something red underneath the chair. Let's see if we can lift it up and squeeze. No disturbing crimes and evidence, even if you are the mayor's lawyers. Yeah. Hey, Detective Fulbright, did you hear about that attack over on Yokai Lug? I heard an elderly woman was assaulted by a strange yokai shaped like a roll of cloth. And you waited till now to tell me? I better get over there at once. In justice we trust. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Apollo, now's a chance to look around some more. Okay. Whatever this is, it's stuck on tight. Looks like a large blood-stained claw. The blood's probably from the Alderman's, but it's pretty far from his body. Wonder how it got here. Okay. So this is where Alderman QB's body was found. Apparently, the murder weapon, a spear, had Mayor Temma's prints on it. That's not good. Never fear, Detective Fulbright is here. Of course, I can't offer you any information on my investigation, so in the name of justice, I must say goodbye. Okay. Those weird tracks must have been made when someone stepped in the Alderman's blood. Maybe the killer inadvertently made them when they were fleeing? They're pretty big tracks, almost bird-like. The feathers also point to a bird. Then it must be one big bird. Ah, from Sesame Street. And not one of the friendly yellow type either. Ah, reference to Sesame Street. Maybe it's some mutant bird creature. So your theory is a giant mutant bird murdered Almond QB with a spear. It's more plausible than saying a monster yokai did it. No, it's about the same amount of plausible. Look, the statue only has one tail. Maybe it's a nine-tailed fox's sidekick. Maybe the number of tails represent a yokai's power. So if you had two Apollo, I'd only have one? Wait, what? Not that it means you're better than me, got it? Like I said, what? Well, let me zoom in on the seal on the ground. Wow, this is a pricey looking chair. Apparently the mayor was found drugged and unconscious in it. Really? Yeah, and when he came to, he was arrested for murder. Talk about your rude awakenings. So he's a prime suspect in a crime he knows nothing about? That stinks. Oh, poor Mr. Tenma. He must be feeling so scared and confused. Apollo, it's up to us to save him. I think that's the, oh, so that's the weapons. Have the door, the folding door thing, and then just the main door. This one's a spear, but what about this one? It looks like a giant pair of pliers. Looks like something a demon might use. So something like that in a manga once. Really? What were they used for? Oh, things like pinching through cheeks, pulling out tongues. Oh, and you should see what they can do to a person's eyes. Okay, I got the idea. But I'm sure this thing is just a simple can opener or something like that. Demons eat canned food? I always wonder what they ate beside people. There's nothing on this side. Okay. Oh, they meant this side as in this stuff, not this side as in this side of the door itself. The folding stuff itself. Okay. Forbidden chamber. They said the demon Tematara was imprisoned here before his escape. You can get through the door open? It's worth a try. No good. It's shut tight. I don't even see a keyhole. Seems pretty hopeless. In justice we trust. Yep. Did I just hear the voice of someone in need? Allow me to fill you in. This door simply will not open. We've tried and tried, but it won't budge. It's an essential part of the culture found in this manor, so we can't blow it up either. Going to Miss Jinxie Temma, it was shut tight when she came across the crime scene. Thanks for the tip, Detective Fulbright. We didn't expect you to be so helpful. Forget I just said that. Okay, so I think I got everything here. So now... Oh! Oh! Okay. It's a folding screen. I wonder what they were using it for. I read that the Japanese used to use these in drafty rooms, but now they're just for show. You mean like my attorney's badge? Poor Athena. Okay. There's the door. There's the clock up there. Apollo, what words come to your mind when you use that pendulum in there? When you watch that pendulum in there? Unsteady and, restless? That's a direct representation of your current state of mind. Wait, was that some kind of psychological test? My diagnosis? This strange case has made you anxious, causing you to lose your cool. You're actually not that far off the mark. I mean, you can... Any type of case like this would make someone be like that, but you know what? We'll go with that. What the fuck is that? There's something behind the door. Whichever it is, it looks like it's broken. Probably broke when the door was opened. Why would anyone put something there? Interesting. Yeah, that wasn't very smart. Maybe it was Jinxie? She was the first one to discover the body. She must have heard the screams and come running in here in a panic. Well, look at you, Apollo. Now you're using analytical psychology, too. I am? Wow, you really learned quick. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You're the ace attorney of Wright Anything Agency. Am I getting more evidence? I'm not. Interesting. How is none of this evidence? I guess we wouldn't know it's evidence? Interesting. Look, trophies. Oh, this one was awarded to Alderman QB. The Amazing Nine Tails Yokai Div winner, Tenma Town Pro Wrestling Tournament. Yokai Division? I didn't know you could have a division of one. Apollo, you should enter the tournament next time. And I have the perfect name for you. The Mysterious Firebrand. Hey, that's the name of a D&D group in one of our D&D campaigns. A mild-mannered masked lawyer by day, demonic masked wrestler by night. No one's going to hire a masked lawyer, Athena. Doesn't this Tanuki statue remind you of the Manor's caretaker, Phineas Filch? This raccoon-looking thing? Yeah, it does look like him. Oh, I just got the best idea. We should knock it over. I might transform back into Mr. Filch. Mr. Filch is mischievous, but he's not magical, you know. Way to waste a brilliant idea, Apollo. Until it's up there. Huh, that looks like an air vent. It's pretty high up there. What if you go running, start, and jumped? I doubt even a high jumper could make it. Why don't rule it out before you try it? Besides, I'm an excellent jumper. Even so, that must be about 9 feet high. Like I said, you don't know until you try, Monsieur Justice. Hey, this window opens. And outside, we have ourselves a steep cliff. The window only opens about 6 inches, not wide enough for anyone to get in and out. Look, Apollo, there's something caught in the window frame. Looks like gold fur. What a pretty color. It must be from some kind of animal. I wonder what it's doing here. Did Alderman QB have a pet fox? Finally, an evidence. Look, a cat with 2 tails. No such thing. It's the cat thing from Dun Dun Dun. It's the granny. Oh, and this lady has a really long neck. How funny is that? There's no way a creature like that would ever exist. She'd have a tough time swallowing. I never thought about that. Apollo, I bet you were one of those kids who didn't believe in Santa Claus. What's that got to do with anything? What do we have here? Looks like a statue of the nine-tailed fox and Temataro battling it out. Eek, Apollo, it's got blood on it. Really? Hey, you're right. Wonder if it's the Alderman's blood. How can you remain so calm after seeing this blood? Well, this isn't the first time I've seen something like this, so... You're no fun at all. At least I acted surprised or grossed out or something for my first case. I'm already a lawyer. You want me to be an actor too? I bet you this is the one that was knocked on the mayor, aka our defendant. While he was sleeping, I guess? But why was it though? If I'm gonna make an assumption, I'll make the assumption that the culprit put the defendant and the victim to sleep and then murdered the victim. But then my question becomes, why even try and use the statue on the defendant? It would be better for him to be, unless he was waking up or something, or unless they want to try and be like, have it make it look like, you know, there was a fight going on between the two of them. Because if they put the blood, if that is that, and then he manages to put the fingerprints of the victim onto the statue, then it looks like there was an altercation between the two of them. Which technically, if we wanted to, we could just argue that it was in self-defense in the worst case. But no, I found a reason for that. If only we can get the detective to tell us what he knows. Hey, Apollo, do you hear something? I don't hear anything. Oh, right. Your hearing must not be as sensitive as mine. What are you talking about? A whooshing sound, like wind rushing through a narrow strait. And the echo of someone's voice. In justice we trust. Someone's got a sharp set of ears. That was the wind of my righteous voice reverberating through the air duct. I heard it through the air ducts. Yeah, check it out. Well, why would she hear you through there? Why don't we go to the diagram? As you can see, the vent is connected to an air duct that leads out into the hallway. The wind must have rushed through there and carried my monologue with it straight to your ears. And what a unique monologue it was. I was just thinking, maybe the killer made their escape through the air duct or something. A cute theory, but I don't think so. The air duct in the hallway is low enough to climb into, that much is true. But as you can see, the vent in the ceiling is very high. 9 feet high, in fact. I highly doubt that there's any way to get up there without a ladder or something. I don't see anything of the sort in this room, do you? I guess you're right. Speaking of things in this room, yeah? Can you tell us what you guys turned up, Detective Wright? Not on my watch, buddy. In the name of justice, I cannot reveal facts pertaining to the prosecution's case. Oh, come on. Throw us a bone here. Excuse me, Detective Wright, but I recall you saying earlier that you would come running whenever you were in need. I suppose I did say that. Helping those in need is what justice is all about, but keeping information out of the enemy hands is also a form of justice. Which justice is the most just? Why is this always so hard? Well, how about this? Let's do a little give and take. I mean, serving the public is part of justice too, right? You know, like the police motto, to serve and protect. Yes, of course. I must serve as well as protect. Okay, I will share some information. In the name of justice. We did it, Apollo. Yeah, we did it all right. Okay. Was it Miss Jinxie Temma who first discovered the crime scene? That's right, and this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Temma had a key allowing her immediate access. A key? So then the Fox chamber was locked? Yes, and Miss Temma had the only key to its door. Really? So Alderman Cuby didn't have a key to the Fox chamber? Actually, he had a master key for most of the doors in the manor, but it disappeared after his murder. Disappeared? You think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to the murder. We're looking into the possibility now. But it's the timing of Miss Temma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. What if there was a third person in the room? They murdered the two. They caused them to sleep. They murdered the two. Or. What if someone snuck in through the air vent, right? Put these guys to sleep, snuck through the air vent, killed the alderman, took the keys, walked outside, locked the door. Wait, or. He doesn't even have to even be in the door. He doesn't even have to leave the room. He could just hide behind the folding screen. Or if this guy had opened up the vault in the first place, stayed in the vault when she came by, and they'll say, oh, the vault's closed. She ran off to find the authorities. He leaves because the door is open, and then he's just clear. Right? I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only help good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? Well, I wouldn't exactly call you a good little girl either. I don't 100% remember the details of this case, actually. The case before this, actually even the case before this, I don't remember that either. But those feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murder was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Tenma something? Because from the black feathers and big tracks, it looks like that creature did it. A prime suspect would, no doubt, love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Tenma whatchamacallit even be made a victim of slander? So, the most likely scenario so far is that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like the yokai Tenma was the killer. Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. So Mayor Tenma is the only suspect? That's right, even his name, Damien Tenma, makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking too. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? That's called, That's called profiling, what the fuck? Don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, was that so? Yep. Other than the victim, the suspect, and Miss Tenma, the only others around were Mr. Filch and the Tenma's aide. The two of them were together at the time. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? True enough, that spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit, Damien Tenma appears to be most likely suspect. I mean, yes, he does appear to be. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. The prosecutor assigned to Mayor Tenma's trial? That's the one. He's, how should I put it? Not what you'd expect. This is unless you face a convicted killer serving hard time as a prosecutor before. I forgot he's a killer. What the? Is this some kind of joke? Hey man, if you're gonna have a fucking felon as president, you could probably have a convicted killer as lawyer. God fucking damn it. Hey, can I ask why a man in prison for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature, but yokai are nothing more than a figment of the imagination. They're baloney. Who better to prove this than the master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. He's a convicted murderer. No matter how you look at it, that's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so... The dog is still yelling outside. I paused for a second to see if he'd go. I paused, and then I muted my mic, and then the dog started barking right after I muted I muted the mic, he stopped barking, and then the moment I unmuted the mic, he started barking again. None of us are in a position to question the matter. This prosecutor, he wouldn't happen to go by the name Blackquill, would he? Bingo! Simon Blackquill. So you have heard of him. You can say that. Well, I bet you don't know his unofficial title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. The Twisted Samurai? Is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it also has to do with the effect his crime had on things. How so? His conviction is what twisted and warped the legal world into this dark age of the law. What? And he of all people is gonna stand in court tomorrow? Ha ha ha, never fear. I myself would be there to protect you. Well, you kids knock yourselves out. Can't wait to see how you do tomorrow. Wait, just a Fulbright. I've been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. Ah, I hadn't even noticed. Why am I barefoot? Wait a second. Those shoes we found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, they are. My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must truly be on the side of justice. Oh boy, stealing shoes right off of someone's feet. That's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. That's because he's got a, what's the word I'm looking for? The vision, straight vision, narrow vision of just justice. That's not the word I'm looking for. Narrow focus? This is just awful. Terrible, I say. Somebody help. Oh, look, it's Mr. What was it again? Finch? No, the name's Filch. Phineas Filch. So what seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch? Oh, it's just terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Come quick. Looks like some kind of mask. It's the Amazing Ninetales mask. The Amazing Ninetales? What's his mask doing here? He'd never take off his mask like this. Someone must have killed him. What? Who would do such a thing? Let's go talk over there in private. Look. There's some white hair caught up inside this mask. So what makes you believe that the Amazing Ninetales has been murdered? You really want to know, eh? You're a studious one, ain't you? Yes, I mean, no. I mean, just tell us, please. Well, it's like this. I dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What do you mean, team? Me in the bandit's mask and you in that demon mask of yours. I think this guy would be played by Danny DeVito if he was in real life. Demon mask. I wonder if I could make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the trial. Huh? Oh, I mean, I wasn't actually... Come on, Apollo. Ask him about the Amazing Ninetales murder already. Okay. The Amazing Ninetales is our village's savior, but don't you forget it. His trademark is a gold cape made to look like to make it look like the 9 foxtails. He whirls through the ring, smacking down Tenmataro wrestlers left and right. He sparked the monster craze, revitalizing Ninetales Vale in the blink of an eye. Yep, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town. The Amazing Ninetales really does sound, well, amazing. Man, Naruto really did get buff. Yeah, pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Ah, he's blushing. Come to think of it, you look like kind of a monster yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense since you're from the same village as the amazing Ninetales. I know, a lot of people have told me I look like a yokai. Ouch, what's the big idea? Check your pocket. Hey, how'd you do that? Keep it, I got lots more. So not only does he pickpocket, but he also anti-pickpockets. So you keep saying that the amazing Ninetales was killed. What's the true story behind that? Now at times I've read out dialogue in this and we've added words, changed words, or deleted words. Are you saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's the only part of it. The main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. The word around Ninetales Vale is he was killed by Tenmataro. You villagers really are superstitious. Really superstitious, aren't you? That we are. We love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot. The mayor of Tenma Town? What is he plotting? Rumor has it he's planning on releasing Tenmataro. That's why he wants the merger. He'll open the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control. That's quite a tale. Ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could stop the mayor. Our hero, the amazing Ninetales. He vowed to battle the mayor of Tenma Town and stop the municipal merger. Apollo, we still have to ask him about the Alderman's murder, remember? Okay. Mr. Filch, would you mind telling us what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office guarding the entrance like Mr. QB said I should. I made double sure no one can come in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. Okay. You could keep track of what's going in and out. And you have an alibi to back up your statement, Mr. Filch. I do indeed. I was with Mayor Tenmer's aide. Laurent LaBelle is named. Laurent LaBelle. The two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, alright. And nobody came in and out of the manor around the time of the murder? Keep watch here the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by. If anyone did, that their security camera would have spotted them. So do you think this mask is the real deal? Without a doubt, this here's the mask worn by the Maids of Ninetales. What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the gold animal fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. And this place is the mask of the crime scene at some point in time, which means someone with white hair who is linked with the murder and is against the merger. There we go. Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look on your face. Oh no, it's nothing. Okay, so now we're gonna go to, let's call the Manor Garden and see if she's there. Oh. Okay, Lane. Oh look, there's Jinxie. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and a charm to make a better milkshake and another to cure my lactose intolerance. Can I have that too? Jinxie, hey, it's me. It's the demon lawyer. Apollo? Who is she? Oh right, this is your first time meeting each other. This is Jinxie, Mayor Tenma's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene. Oh, so she's the one who... hello, my name is Athena Cykes. I'll be helping Apollo defend your father at his trial. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you too. Where's Trucy? She went back to the office ahead of us. But don't worry, Athena and I are on the case. Wait, how do I know you didn't gobble her up alive? Relax, I didn't eat her up. and I wouldn't do such a thing in the first place. Oh, poor little Trucy. She's quite an interesting character, huh, Apollo? Do you know where you are? Athena, you in Apollo, you in a Ace Attorney world now. Everyone's an interesting character. Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened? Not much. At least not yet. But you do think Tenmataro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the forest festival? I don't know anything about that. Huh? We said Tenmataro murdered the alderman. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell me. Yikes, what's that for? People see things when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters. Go, you just... Are you kidding me? There's no such thing as monsters. You've been talking about yokais all day. So there are no monsters. You admit I'm human? No, you're still a demon. What? Like, what? It seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Tenmataro for some reason. But that's precisely what we need to know more about. Besides, he definitely thought there was a yokai there in the Fox Chamber. Jinxie, about this charm. Ah, that's... You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought that Tenmataro was the murderer. That's why you gave me this, right? That's true, but if there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. And it would help your father, too. Alright, then. Why do you think Tenmataro is the killer? I saw him with my own eyes. Tenmataro was right there in the manor. He escaped his prison and ran right by me. What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when I saw Tenmataro. It was right around here. He was running at me. I was paralyzed with fear, but there was no one around to help me. The foul beast raced right by me toward the foyer. Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. That means they would have seen Tenmataro too. Sounds like we better get their statements. Yeah, she could be just hallucinating or something. Apollo, remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Tenmataro flying through the air. I wonder if it's the same Tenmataro Jinxie says he saw. Don't be ridiculous. Tenmataro is the killer, and he can fly it too. Okay. So, no one knows the Amazing Nine-Tails' true identity? They say no one's ever seen him without his mask. Doesn't that make you want to know even more? That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are popular. Wait, you mean expose as in strip them naked? You even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers. No one can stop the Amazing Nine-Tails. Hold on, so then let me... Yeah. Oh, come on, she's gonna find out eventually. Okay, well then. About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime, anything else stand out? Actually, I heard this strange jangly sound. A jangly sound? Can you be a little more specific? My memory's kind of fuzzy. I recall seeing Temataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound? Does Temataro usually carry a staff? Good question. I've never seen anything like that. It's not shown on the scroll. How about in other documents? Any of them showed Temataro with a staff? This is the only known document depicting Temataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demons are forever cursed. Then what's the deal with the Temataro you saw, Jinxie? Why didn't you tell me you saw the Temataro earlier? Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell. Mr. LaBelle? Papa's aide. What exactly did he tell you? Keep the village superstitions in mind before you go talking about seeing Temataro at the time of the crime. Village superstitions? They say you must not gaze upon Temataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Temataro will claim your soul. And that's something everyone here knows? Sounds like a lot of hoopla! Hoopla! Everyone from babies to the village elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here. Hey, come to think of it. Hey. Apollo, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Temataro? I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetails Vale. Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking? Good question. I think we better go to have a word with him. Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno, next stop, the Manor Foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us. There's no one here. Guess the luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something? Oh, it's a TV program guide. Looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match. Whoa, hey, what do you think you're doing? It's a... Oh, Mr. Filch, what can we do for you? Ain't nothing I need you to do for me, but what business you got with my TV listings? Oh no, it just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program today? Yep, 'twas a match between a couple of rank amateurs though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that. What time was the TV listing? Hold on. Oh, okay. Alrighty. 3:00 p.m. We don't know exactly when the murder happened, but it's probably around 3 something. We know it was before 3:40, so let's say 3:00. We know it's LaBelle is the killer because they showed him off before. Now I can tell it's him and that they're talking about. Okay, so we had to establish an alibi. We had to break his alibi. His alibi currently is that he was with this guy and they didn't see anything. But if LaBelle knew beforehand that he had a 3:00 thing, he could have either taped over it, moved the time, or done something else. He probably did something to fuck with the time of when he saw this recording. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. So I had to solve that. I have to solve why he saw the Temataro in the hallway. What else? Mr. Phillips, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Temataro or something like that. Huh? Temataro? So you did see him? Well, that was loud. My, how clean and shiny your forehead is today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. But you sign it up every day real pretty like. The ladies must love it. Don't change the subject, and FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jinxie said she saw Temataro flee toward the foyer, so you must have seen him too if you were here. Interesting. Well, did you see anything or not? That is quite enough. I must ask that you not pester my friend anymore. Forgive me for being pestered, sir. And you are? I am Florent Labelle. Bio-defined and personal aide to Mayor Damien Tenma. Oh, excuse you. What the heck was that for? It was just a little cologne. You had a look of stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Destinies Labelle. Sweet Labelle. Oh, what a heavenly scent. I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. I suppose a secret scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. He looks like he belongs in Miraculous Ladybug as a villain. I'll have you know, that is brand number 5, Bonjour. Is my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Enough about the cologne. Please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. Yes, do you always go around sticking your hands in other people's faces? Oh no, I just wanted to show you this. Ah yes, you do have something in that grimy posture. Only have eyes for things of beauty. Now, if you would excuse me. Gotta channel my inner old-fashioned Zarbon. Let's see this. Okay. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of him. Maybe the death. Okay, no, I don't get anything out of this guy. Alright. I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Temataro. Why, that little... She told you she saw the demon, didn't she? Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Oh, please. I was merely trying to keep up with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this whole Temataro business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster. That's crazy. You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. So, Mr. LaBelle, you didn't see Temataro? No, Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas? That's right, I didn't see nothing, especially not Temataro. As for me, I only saw things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. Ha ha ha. That's not very nice, Apollo. Could I ask you what you were doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you'd like to know my alibi. Just to think you expect me of all people. Oh, no, well, it's not the formality. We just actually go, oh, okay. How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to my beauty itself. You obviously can't see this straight. Like that spritz really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filchi, answer the question. I want to tell, or like be like Argenti. At the time of the crime, we were in this here foyer. Exactly. Good answer, Filchi. Good answer. Can I be like Argenti? I am a knight of beauty. You said quite enough. Like an evil Argenti. Are we quite through here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Right. Well, thanks for your help. Come along, Filchi. Where are we going? Oh, right. Gotta practice them statements for tomorrow. You're gonna dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. Now, if you excuse me, it's time to touch up on my makeup. Maybe maybe I do that. Maybe I do voices for all the villains. Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but Mr. the Bell seems unusually preoccupied with Temataro. Really? How can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice. You mean you have good ears? Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice, and my ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. That's an interesting skill, but what do you mean he's preoccupied with Temataro? I'm not exactly sure, but it's like he was obsessed with the thought of Temataro. That's why I picked up from his voice anyway. Everywhere we turn, it's Temataro this, Temataro that. We should go talk to the mayor too. Sounds like a plan. Something wrong, Apollo? Where did your enthusiasm go? Oh, he's here. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Cykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tenma. Taro. Oh, yes. I look forward to working with you, too. Apollo, he's just as kind as gentle looking as I'd imagined. There was something I'd wanted to talk to you about. There are rumors going around about how you wanted or did set Temataro free. What utter nonsense. They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. But those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you. A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? So rumor has that you wanted to push the merger through in order to release Temataro. Of course, that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Sorry if I offended you. That's the talk around town, isn't it? I can see how that would make you angry. What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this? Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson. No, wait. First we have to get you a not guilty verdict. Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you. Relax. We'll look out for your daughter until we can set you free. Or get you free. Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself? Yeah, woof. It seems like you were rather forceful in pushing for the municipal merger. Did you really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism. Wait, that's not the Magatama. Sure, I played a bit of a hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary. What is it, Apollo? Mayor Tema may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense. And because it begins to feel tight around my arm. No way! You can do that? Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Sure, each of us has our own special gifts. Athena has a gift too, her special sense of hearing. And then Wright has the Magatama, which isn't even his to begin with, but whatever. Still, what do you think the mayor is lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. We're gonna use it outside of a trial? Interesting. That's new, right? I don't think we can do that outside of a trial before. Yeah, we got the same music. Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration, the ability to see the smallest twitch, the slightest frown that no one else can see. Now Mayor Tem was lying somewhere in the statement he just made. When he lied, a certain habit he made itself clear just under his right eye. I have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. Wait, which eye? Oh, there it is. Alright. Oh, his right, not alright. Alright, I've got him now. His nervous towel should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I gotta pull over every word he says and wait for it to appear. And when it does, I'll perceive it.
Gotcha!
Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth. The truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? It's interesting because in the original Apollo Justice, it would be like the whole entire section. So it'd be like multiple sections of the sentence. So like, let's say, like there'd be like four sections of the sentence, and it would highlight the different sections so you know what you'd be on. In this, it's no longer really the section, it's by word. That's why I was weirded out. I was just like, it started twitching on the word in, and I was like, is it supposed to be this? But he's talking about the whole entire section. I don't know if I like that because it makes it kind of harder in an unnecessary way. Because now I'm supposed to, maybe it's not supposed to be on a specific word, but I guess on a specific statement still, and I don't know. I feel like they could have done that better in terms of highlighting that. But more is there to tell. Why are you really seeking to merge with Ninetales Vale? I already told you, tourism. The monster craze really revitalizes the village, making it quite the prize. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been a hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so you thought it would be an attractive prize for its tourism, but that would contradict this.
Take that!
Monster Craze Ninetales Vale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the amazing Ninetales rose up against the municipal merger. The village was practically a ghost town before then. So you see, you couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tenma Town with Ninetales Vale, huh? Well, neat! That's got a little icon, too. Huh. Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. Protect her from what? I received a threat. It said either I go through with the merger or my Jinxie dies. What? How awful. Well, who would do such a thing? I don't know. Whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one of the same? Alderman QB was immensely popular, so you have to ask who would want him dead. The blackmailer who would wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world. But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger protest won't disappear just because the alderman was killed. What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman's QB's secret identity, and his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's merger scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? Mayor Tenma, please take a look at this if you would. That's the amazing Ninetales mask. What is the meaning of this? This mask was almost definitely at the scene of the crime scene, and there was some white hair inside. White hair, you say. There was but one person with white hair in that manor that day. What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex Cuby, the amazing Ninetales himself. No way! Yes way! The Alderman was impossible. Wait, come to think of it, Alderman Cuby was a former pro wrestler. The Blackquill turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity. Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the amazing Ninetales was a threat to the Blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the merger and as a result, single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had to have been an event at the manor. And maybe Alderman Cuby had taken part in it, if you get my drift. This is absurd. Mr. Mayor, do you have proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it's suddenly vanished. The blackmail must have taken it with them after they killed the Alderman. What if we're wrong? Mayor Tenma, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned. Apollo, do you really think the Tenma Taro that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is there's no such thing as monsters. But there is such thing as spirits. So, I mean... maybe? What about the newspaper article? Could the killer have purposely freed Tenma Taro to do their dirty work? Oh, come on, there aren't any Tenma Taro to release in the first place. Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai. I can already see that look of belief, the disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo, are you alright? I'm fine. I'll think of something. Ooh. The monster's turnabout. That's the name. Alright, I'm gonna go bathroom quickly, and then we'll continue. Okay. Oh, accidentally hit my thingy. Did I even turn this off in the first place? I don't even know. I also picked up some... Oh, the Cheetos. I thought they were like the cheddar cheese version of the... Oh, yeah. No, I dropped one. Got some baked Cheetos as well to eat on the side. Because my dinner was not that much food. I'm hungry. Very hungry. You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Athena! Do you ever hear about indoor and did you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-child jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I found that shouting, "I'm fine," in a loud voice really relieves stress. I'm fine! It's part of my Chords of Steel voice workout, and I must before every trial. You want me to shout? Here? That's right. Here, I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Alright, I'm Athena Cykes, and I'm fine. I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time. I see, a proven remedy can calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not to get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Ah, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. That's all? That's huge news. But why now? I have a feeling I'll be needing it in the courtroom again. I'll be needing the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. He looks so cool and he's just in his, like, you know, just like casual outfit with the beard. Look at him. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that, he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology. How old is right now? 34. Oh my god, he's only 3 years away from me. He's only 2 years away from me. Oh my god. Oh boy. That's right. I've heard of the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he can make even the most stalwart defendants confess. So he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. I knew he was going to be bad news. It's probably just a hyperbole. At least I hope for your sake. Wait, so is it true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Baked Cheetos aren't that bad. Are you ready? It may be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright, but I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. Let's see, here's what I can do. I don't have to read everything. So while I'm eating the Cheetos, I can put this into autoplay once we get into the court. And then I can be done eating the Cheetos, and then we can go back to talking. Yeah, let's do that. And wait for it. There we go. I'll just mute myself for a second.
Yup, Prosecutor Blackquill's an inmate. But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
All right, back from my eating. Okay, I forgot there was animation there anyway, so I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Your baldness, if you were so important. Why don't you do the honors? Off of autoplay we go. And introducing to our main the prosecutor for this game, Simon Blackquill. Who? Me? There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things, and then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool. Huh? Wait, what was the prosecution's opening statement? Or was that the one? Oh, darlings such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren, or is it great-grandchildren? All these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I can give it a try. I might be a nice change of pace. Damn. That must be the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. I cast suggestion. An opening statement, huh? Let's see here. The victim was one Rex QB, alderman of Nine-Tails Vale, and the defendant, Damien Tamra, mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of his murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity of the time of the incident, has no motive. So in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your boldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Oh, Flatty will get you everywhere. He's playing Simon Says with the judge. Nah, I know you're fucking with me, but you're right. Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness today, Detective Forbright. Ah, just like the old times, having the detective go first. Good old times. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case. Bobby Forbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackquill here. I also heard you provide protection if it ever came to that. It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated. Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackquill here. Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. That's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. Prosecutor Blackquill doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackquill. He's so oblivious. Now let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it, but first I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Okay, Alderman QB was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints on the defendant, Damien Temmer, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman QB was asleep from a drug he unwillingly ingested. And Temmer attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed the statue and struck back. Yep, I knew it. I knew they were going to go with this. Alderman QB had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug. That's right, the accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. He had slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. Okay, but did you also maybe test the defendant to see if he had also been drugged? Possibly? I guess you didn't. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite tail.
Objection!
Oh, not so fast. Don't try to brush it off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe that he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about with a former wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know. It still sounds like a little far-fetched. Does it now? Then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade. And so your life is spared, for now. My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. I'll vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence, wouldn't you agree, your baldness? The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. Yeah, but you have to give us the right to a cross-examination at the very least, right? What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Temmataro from his imprisonment. The truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwoods bird. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an unimaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. I guess the townspeople are here. Order! There will be no gossiping in my court. Your baldness. Please take a gander at these charms plastered around his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Temmataro. Then again, perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment.
Hold it!
The rumors of crooks of Mayor Temma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think. Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they? The prosecution will refrain from dragging a client's reputation through the mud. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Ooh, thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo. He has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of more powerful tools in Simon Blackquill's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives. In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than the statue right here. It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. 2 yokai to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox and the other Tenmataro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art. Hold on. Hold on. What did it say there for evidence? The male's blood was found, but no prints could be lifted. Okay. Well, we got a case right there. Okay.
Objection!
Okay, cool. Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put the spear through him. But the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory. It would appear that the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks odd about the detective's statement theory. There are no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo, you see he's got no gloves. You notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves. Yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed. If he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. That's a forebright. You did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? Play Apollo's music. United to Fulbright office high horse. Well, it's just 1 point in our favor. Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman? Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. You mean there was a third party there in the chamber? Exactly, and this could be the big break we're looking for. It does leave me to hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackquill, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion? The music cut out, so yes, he will. Your mind is as dull as an unhorned blade, Justice Dono. Justice Dono? He's a weeb! It would take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackquill. A whelp such as you has no hope at standing my superior swordsmanship. This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackquill. There was a perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall that blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime. But it just so happens, the blood was the mayor's. So, what are you getting at? Own your mind, boy. Why was there blood on that cloth? Solve the riddle and you shall see that the hole you thought you found was illusion. Now let's see, how was that cloth used? Was it used? Maybe the alderman wrapped the statue in the cloth. In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. Precisely. Bully for you, boy. Oh, it was nothing. Apollo, don't let him start manipulating you too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution. I did? Yep. Right. That was a statue wrapped in cloth that would leave no fingerprints. It is as plain as day. This also proves there are no holes in our theory of the alderman striking back. Oops. Okay. Now do you see how dull your mind is? Let's review the new evidence. I'll make sure to sharpen it next time. A particularly frightening inmate once told me that. He always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore. Samurai sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me. Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. It would seem that the victim and his killer were the only ones there after all. You got Smeckledorf there, Sonny. You got bamboozled. Apollo, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it? Why didn't I think of that? Anyone could have not left prints on it. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady. There's only one answer. The real killer. Prove the existence of this real killer then. What evidence have you? Oh, I'll give you evidence, alright. Athena, are you sure about this? To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks allegedly from a yokai are found at the scene. I believe they're from the third party who struck the mayor with that statue. Is the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed that alderman? That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Objection!
No, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left. Mr. Justice, we have no time to deal with objections between members of the defense. Sorry, Your Honor. It's just, this kid's still, well, a kid. You meanie, I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright. So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it? No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman. Interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that? Why indeed? Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partner is. Oh please, Wright's probably watching this case. Hey, Fulbright, explain to his boldness what those brats are missing. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks. Our investigative prowess is without equal. Very well, let's hear about these so-called yokai features and feathers and tracks. Ooh, another testimony, let's go. The entire case centers around one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Temma panicked when the amazing Nine Tails helped embolden the protesters, so he stoked the village's fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like the yokai was the killer. Those feathers and tracks stoked the village's fears? Absolutely, he knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave way to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Temmataro, that is. Temma who? Temmataro, the legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon, and thus they were blinded to other, more plausible explanations. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at QB Manor, and as part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Temmataro. Obviously, this person is much more likely suspect than the legendary
Objection!
demon. That makes sense. Dullard, you are playing right into the killer's mind games. What? Listen here. The feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believed the murder to be the work of the real Temmataro. However, the police believe that the person in Temmataro's suit is the killer. The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was not unconscious by the alderman, and thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Are you claiming he was the one in the suit? Do you blissfully believe Mayor Temma would do something so stupid? The evidence speaks for itself. Fulbright. Right. It was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition from before things got crazy. The Amazing Ninetales are fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out on the path of injustice. But do the people of Ninetales really believe a yokai is behind the crime? Yokai sightings are an everyday sighting there, or everyday event there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. What if they know my friend Yokai? I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds. Just so, a particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The instant of heart are the easiest prey. You don't say, was this inmate a con artist? No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap. Yes, well, now that the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Okay. Amazing Ninetales, no one knows his true identity, right? That's right. He was a lone wolf, or in other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma wrestler after another. Before anyone knew it, he was champion. Like the samurai of yore surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town pro wrestling. He was amazing. If there was a real superhero, it would be him. I dream of becoming a true champion of justice like him someday. Alright, fam. Okay. Third jam. I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. He'd even team up with Prosecutor Blackquill. Police detective and a prisoner in chains? You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would. I kinda would too. Haha, so you do understand the greatness that is the Amazing Ninetales.
Hold it!
Did the murder and yokai evidence really stoke the villagers' fears? Absolutely. It had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Tenma has them shaking in their boots. Oh my, is it really that bad? A superstitious lot? It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. The mere thought of that demon lurking around is enough to spark a mass exodus. I see. That's a very persuasive argument. So you see, there can only be one reason why anyone will plant those feathers and tracks.
Hold it!
But it doesn't add up. If what you're saying is true, why top it off with the murder? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the village's flames. If so, why not stop there? Why murder Alderman QB? Excellent point. It is, isn't it? So your honor agrees that there was no reason for the murder, correct? Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment. You're saying it wasn't premeditated? From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery. A startling discovery? Oh no, who's gonna say about the identity? Alderman QB's secret identity. Apollo. The prosecutor Blackquill has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? The patch of fur that was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the Amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my, but why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, could it really be? Your bonus has an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex QB, was the Amazing Ninetales. And the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder. Order! Order! What a shocking development. A motive clearer than crystal clear. What do we do now, Apollo? I didn't think they'd tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. At last we've reached my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, Your Honor, Rubaldus? I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona, just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Wait a second. Very astute of you, Rubaldus. What if... I don't know if I remember this correctly. What if it was the case that we got this switched around? Look at Mrs. 4. What if he's not the guy? What if he's not the Amazing Ninetales? It's this fucking game. It's this fucking series. They would pull this fucking shit. What if it's Damien Tenma? What if Damien Tenma is the Amazing Ninetales? This is too fucking easy. It's too fucking easy for him to be that. So if we have to think what would make this case flip on its tail, because that's how it always is with these cases, is that you always have to be like, okay, so let's not think about what can be true, but let's think about what could be true. You know, well, let's not think about what we know, what we supposedly think is true, but let's think of every other possibility that could be true, right? And if we flip it, as they say, flip it on its, you know, flip the whole entire thing around, that's it. If you value your dearest life, you merge Ninetales Tenma. This Blackquill was found in Alderman QB's pocket. Wait. President Alderman's wife is in the hospital. Wait a second. That's the blackmail letter that was supposed to be going to the other guy. For the mayor. And the letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to the Mayor Tenma go missing right after the Alderman's murder? You think that maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it into the Alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he had just left after planting the yokai things. He was knocked out cold by his decision to kill the Amazing Ninetales. So it was Amazing Ninetales' counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a second. Okay, Fulbright's claiming the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence. That the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Dr. Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Bullshit. The blood and the feathers. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks.
Objection!
The blood and the feathers. It's just like the last case we had with Apollo's bandage and the what's it called? The case tracks over it, proving that the time was switched. Same thing here. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Yes, I'm going to prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo, and just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence and it was knocked out while killing the victim. That would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene.
Take that!
Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes. See how the feathers are on top of the blood and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There had been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else beside the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. There must be some mistake. Order! Order! Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Was it my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenma Tara. He's the source of the feathers and tracks. We can't technically use the defendant's daughter's testimony. Will somebody please say something? The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare mock this court injustice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy. Your baldness appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion. Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please hear me out? Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears, but you better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in this statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts she saw Tenma Tara. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around a corner in the hall. It was around here that she saw Tenma Tara fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise. What? How incredibly unjust. Why haven't I heard about this before? Hollow, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good, now let's keep it that way. And of course we have Mr. fucking Blackquill. Little did you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken. My sword? Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him. Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle, whom, now that you mention it, both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time. But they haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see the Tenma Tara impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself, though really I was. The defense will have to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor, to the stand. I just know he must have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request. Prosecutor Blackquill. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd come up and a witness. Do with him as you will. Very well then. Bailiff! Go wake up Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Bailiff, do that now. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? The name's Filch, Phineas Filch, caretaker of the QB Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. Just a little something I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Miss Filch. Ah, it's those shoes again. Don't tell me. Do they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir. What? They seem awfully expensive. Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your honorship. It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts. Aw, ethics, just take them if you want them. Polish them real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Temataro in the foyer after the murder. No! It's gonna say, he's like, no! At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. That yokai kept you jabbing on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams. So you're telling me this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Temataro? Yep, was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the whole holy truth, and none but the truth. And Temataro? Why, you believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Allow me to introduce my trusty gopher, Taka. Seems like quite a taking liking to the courthouse. Made it his due home, in fact. He doesn't live with you, you know, in jail. Taka simply loads trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear Bosom Buzzard. This isn't a trick or What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills. No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. Somebody help! Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. Mr. Justice, please proceed with the cross-examination. That's a nice bird. It'd be cool to have like a pet hawk. Man, he talks so slow.
Hold it!
Did you really keep an eye on the foyer at the time? Poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy suit and silly haircut. So sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject there. Oh, got moved back a little bit. Oh, my back. Blackwell didn't even say anything. Yeah. To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye on... No, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. Been seeing nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Temataro. Maybe Jinxie only thinks he saw Temataro, or maybe Mr. Filch is lying. If he is lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony.
Objection!
Okay, then to present more to get that done. Huh. Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fellow like that. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled, something you'd never miss. I didn't watch that one, no siree. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to. Bullshit, because you described it as the content of said wrestling match. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your Rudy Poo lawyer talk. I'm one of the professional types too. I can double duty watching TV in the foyer at the same time. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe that the witness was slacking off. That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. That's nothing but a bald-faced lie. Bald, you say, but I'm the one who's lying. But I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you met the witness, Mr. Justice? And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV in the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in this diagram. But the TV is facing that way, and the foyer is facing the opposite. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it'd be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. In fact, you can't even see people coming down the stairs. Why, yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim. The bag's out of the cat, or I mean the other way around. Order, order, order! But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's lessons so that work ethic relevant to this case? It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there could have been a Tenma impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
What now? Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about? The camera. This. I'm not a mind reader. Auditory sense. His eyes might have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work, right, Tanuki? They were? I mean, yes, they were. Yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yep, my ears were working full time, so who's a liar now, you goody no good shyster? A lying thief called me a shyster. This has to be a low point of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackquill, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine. Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Plunket's particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu. Yikes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. And with that in mind, the court requests the witness revise his testimony accordingly. Okay, so I want a new testimony. Okay. It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off from my ears, they were working overtime. The floor there was creaky squeaky like no way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see there weren't no Tenma in the foyer. That's a pretty sound testimony, actually. Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. You must use common sense, for lacking that, our entire world would be but upside down. He's not wrong! He's telling the fucking truth! Besides, if there are any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo. Wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. If we can't prove she saw Temataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. Then we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. Defense may cross-examine the witness. Stretch my neck. Okay. Okay.
Hold it!
What about the sound from the TV? I don't think it's this. I'm stretching my neck, so I'm not gonna speak for this part. I thought there'd be something about the fact that, like, yeah, like the program would have been loud enough to.
Hold it!
You lied earlier about taking a guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, that ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right? Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that fort in front of yours. Just let me keep my tongue. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes, sir, I was, sir, but it ain't like that.
Hold it!
So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch? As good as they come, as I say. Nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Temataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How does he do that? It's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but the Temataro has a staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said she saw Temataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. That's interesting, because we also heard that there's no evidence of Temataro ever having a staff in general. Like, this Temataro is different from the only work of Temataro that we know, which is of that picture that everyone bases everything off. Like, we know this is the only supposed depiction of Temataro, and then everyone's been making things based off of that, but he has no staff. That's why we were weirded out, being like, where the fuck did the staff come from? Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch's Temataro's jingle jangles, we would consider that vital information. That's vital. That's very vital. Okay. So we present this. Gotcha. Yeah. Temataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up. Is there something the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Temataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Temataro would be holding a staff? Huh? You see, the Temataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. She described its sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so he was holding a staff. What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that Temataro doesn't use a staff, not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Temataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. So the question is, why does the witness think Temataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level. Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Temataro carries a staff. Mr. Filch actually saw Temataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff. Busted again! Bloody hell, you duplicit little... Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Temataro that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging ya, please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Temataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do, no way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be. He? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why you can't admit the truth? Come to think of it. Since she wouldn't admit to seeing Temataro after hearing about this village superstitions. Said that if she told anyone that she had seen Temataro, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes that too? So Mr. Big Time Serious Like a Lawyer has heard about them? Some old village superstitions? Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Ninetails Vale believe some pretty strange things, and the superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't commit the truth. The truth that really did see Temataro. Darn straight, that's why. It's all right here. Do not gaze upon Temataro, don't let others if you see him, ignore your superstitions will cost you your soul. Immediate departure from the village, freeing him would bring ruin upon the village. Wait a second here. Hold on. I'm thinking with something. I'm having a brain blast. How long has it been that you can't look at Temataro? That was a big yawn. You can't. Alright. If the culprit made it look like Temataro was it, then I feel like that makes it straight. Oh no, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add to the conversation. It doesn't add to the method. Because I was gonna be like, if they know that no one can be looking at Temataro and tell someone, that makes it be said if you dress up as Temataro and commit murder, no one can talk about the fact that you committed murder, right? Because of the fact that, you know, then they're admitting that they saw Temataro, which means that Temataro would have your soul. So the murderer may have taken advantage of that fact and dressed up as Temataro, which we kind of already know. But the murderer may have dressed up as Temataro, quote unquote, and faked being, you know, and done stuff, and then been like, could have escaped literally just out the fucking door. And any eyewitness would be like, I didn't see anybody. Oh, generation. Okay, so it wasn't manipulated though. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Temataro costume. Okay, yeah, exactly. They knew that no one would talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. So I was right. The defense holds that this true Temataro impersonator is the true killer. Oh, that's right, because we haven't established that they're the true killer in universe, but we figured that out already. Superstitions, you say? What kind of a fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that, using some silly fairy tale, could be so easily expose the culprit? You need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that. About that. Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Black.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark sleepless nights. There's no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of the Ninetails Vale. A life or death superstition might even make you a believer. doesn't matter if you believe it. It matters if the people of the local people of Ninetales Vale believe it. Order, I say. You fooled up a Tanuki. 2 times now your lives have cost me. Sorry. I promise not to do it again. Fucking doing that smile shit. Don't you do that. Talk about my fine feathered friend. Have at him. He's gonna eat me alive. Head for the hills. Well, fucking Looney Tunes off again. God damn it. He took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him. And with your fastest men. That's certainly not something you see every day. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. Now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Prosecutor Blackquill? Uh-oh. His shackles. Woo! What do you do to cut from over there? Justice don't know. As how long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade? You had best stay your prayers. Their fucking faces on the right. Detective, do something. Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us. Oh, but I stand in the awe of Simon Blackquill, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection! I object to the detective's Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, can I ask you to, you know... So, Justice Stono's assertion is this. Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mio Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Right, and that yokai, or rather whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Q.
Silence!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer there in the Fox chamber? What? Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. And your point is? Upon opening the door, she found a fleshly skewered murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor. No, there must have been someone dressed up like Tenma. Then, why does that little scamp claim not to have seen the yokai in the Fox chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned that any third party she might have seen in the room. That might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the Fox chamber? There's one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated. Wait, this is still a trial, right? Show me what you're truly capable of. Show me what you've got. Justice Dono. Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but A 3-minute recess? Just so. Plenty of time if your destination is intent on the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom? See that you take no more than 3 minutes, and all latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackquill the winner of this round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us that the prosecutor is running the show, does it? But that's always the case until we beat him. He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You've really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenma impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy and the whole samurai act anyway? Just a fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this Darehouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait, let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait until later. Athena, I'm gonna wash up. Remember what Blackquill said, Apollo. Don't be late. The quickest fucking 3-minute recess, gosh damn. Then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma Ameda QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Oh, that's so cool. She's got like a reflection thing going on. Narayan, leader of the 100 demons. He really does exist. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child? Be gone. Norahayan. Norian, leader of the 100 demons. Oh, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was, once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of the due process, if you will. Eek, my charm has no effect. The demon of due process, not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Yes? I trust you know why you're here. Keep on fluctuating what voice to use for this guy. Bags. Bags? Oh, that Trixie Tanuki? Try the noodle stand. And go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki Teo noodles while you're at it. Everyone's a critic. No, I mean your bags, the ones under your eyes. You must have some trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azukurai away. Azukurai, the yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing would be your father's neck before I take his head clean off. Azukurai often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes of washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Looks like Prosecutor Blackquill got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy. Oh, come on. Don't be like that, Apollo. Your testimony, if you please, Mr. Tenma. Specifically, whether you saw Miss Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene. Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. So there was yokai at the scene of the crime. Lots and lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Didn't Tenma Taro happen to be one of them? Among them? I don't know, I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Nuikabe, Setsu Taisho, Eek! They were all there. But this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scam's testimony?
Hold it!
Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear, but a quick therapy session should ease her mind, with the courtroom's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Cykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused, a regular ball of confusion, but my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Shall we let Miss Cykes proceed? It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we should get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. From a sword that was, I think it was a nice animation. From the sword that was folded over 8 times. Let's go, Widget! Psychology powers, activate! Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this? It's one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see the images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Well, you mean that little thing can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow of error right here. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Paula, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She's pretty terrified of that one. Start by pressing Pro. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally hit Pro again to try and get the heart of the matter. Okay, let's give this a try.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a Wheel of Fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased, but it came to steal the aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly, it's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaken for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. I think I know the answer now. Dixie, that wasn't Kasha you saw. You're possibly mistaken this for Kasha.
Take that!
The light fixture? This one right here. It has a flame design as the one it's up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on the Wheel of Fire. The Kasha you saw was just a light fixture. And now we do this for everything else. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about the white wall-like monster? That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way out to lead you astray. That's not yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. And this raccoon dog is a tanuki monster. It's the statue of one. And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue. I don't know what I was thinking. Wait a second. Why is the raccoon statue over there? You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See, a clear-cut statement. It's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Oh, don't say that. Right, there never really any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of the original assertion. Yep. God damn it. Wait. Jinxie, what about Temataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Temataro, any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You gotta be joking! As usual, the defense is doing the prosecution's job. Great. Order in the court. I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you in. Oh man, God, that's a fucking hard-ass line. It's the least I can do. Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. That seems like a natural reaction. Nope. Really? Because I don't see it that way. So isn't expected giving her testimony? Okay.
Got it!
No, it's not unnatural. She's not as scared. Interesting. The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs have given out from the fight. Could something have been lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I enter sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look. Okay. All the noise is all gone. Dizzy seems to have remembered everything now. Okay. A sudden burst of courage. Now where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes there was, but I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there's one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have something to do with this?
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a nine-tails flower there at the scene, did you? The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a case with a picture of a nine-tails flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something just slid out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your baldness? Ah, this is none other than the master key to the QB Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackquill? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the number. A master key that went missing? A little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed these words first, I'll say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. There you go. She was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. This master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is, until Jinxie Temma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And no one else was in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. We have a locked room murder, baby! A killer other than Mayor Temma himself would have been utterly inconceivable. How could this happen? How's that an objection? The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Temma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This sucks. Cykes, Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. Can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? Now I suggest you make a mad dash for the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed.
Objection!
Alright, I'll back then. Alright, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Hello? Mr. Justice? I heard the word objection. What is it you object to? Huh. Oh, right. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice. Although it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than the court to steal, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But... Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Running outside the box, like we usually do. Or in this case, inside the box. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? You bet I do. The weird killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but It doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high and there's nothing you can stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Let's say simple is best. We need to rule out all the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever's left, we just might lead us to how the Fox chamber was compromised. Our defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. The first time I played this, I think I got this wrong a couple times. I don't think it was the air duct. I think they just left through the hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Dixie Timmer came on sea was within that locked room. How would one exit the effects chamber and then lock it without a key, Should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had to exit the room with a key, but... Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese D.O. waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked because it was locked because kills, hides, she opens the door, it's locked already. How do you lock the door? That makes no sense. Okay, so the killer, the victim, the vendor are in the Fox chamber. The killer does their shit. They're at the point now the doors are locked, or supposed to be locked. She goes to open the door with her key. Have we proven the door was locked to begin with? I don't think we've improved that. Right? So then they hide. She opens the door. She sees the crime scene. She leaves. He comes out. No, but it makes no sense. That has no relevance to whether or not the door was locked at the time being. The reason the Fox chamber hallway door was locked when she went to go get it would have to be either Perp locked it from the outside, but that. Oh fuck. No, the Perp locked it from the outside. Hold on. Think about it this way. Alright, so the Perp used the air duct on the left side, right, which is low enough to go into. Locked the door first, took the key, locked the door from the outside, took the key, went inside the air duct, went into the Fox chamber, did their duty, dropped the key, waited for her to open the door. She saw nothing. And then when she went off to go call the cops, he sneaks out in the meantime. So all he would have to do was hide in the meantime while she's hiding. So the answer is, locked it from the outside. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked it. Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from the room is a blatant contradiction of the facts. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. The key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we can explain both, like how the key would be inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackquill draws his sword. How could the Master Key be at the crime scene despite being locked out? What if someone threw it in the room from the outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window. That would explain how the Master Key would be locked inside the room. And where would you throw it from? There was a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key from in there is an impossibility. Oh, right. I wonder if the key would have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window. See? And originally I had lost so much fucking health, but now I got it the first try. Let's go!
Take that!
The air vent? Here we go. The key in the window may be not out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The Fox Chamber air duct. It leads out into the hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber, and then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. That's preposterous, is it? Oh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. We're probably gonna show you a diagram of what happens. Don't worry, I'll explain it so even your honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Temataro murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vents outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. Oh, that means they don't even have to flee that way. They don't have to be in the room. All they had to have to do was to go back through the deck and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing, even I can follow that. The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Temataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in the room. Thank you, we're talking about his forehead. Order, I say. Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how I could be guilty.
Silence!
A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed the mark. Huh? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and walk right out the front door? That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the... But that is impossible without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have been captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there was no sign of Temataro anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good. Wait, I believe there is one way to escape out besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence!
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliff side of the manor. The only killer escaping that would be a dead one. Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right? I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset? Only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? Well, I thought I was the one with the cord to steal. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor. What evidence do you have that the killer flew away?
Take that!
Take a look at the special edition paper. Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy. What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in the article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in the photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenmataro flew away, you know, by some way or another.
Silence!
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of an artifice. Okay, then how about Tenmataro figure that Mr. Field saw? It just vanished into thin air? No, there's a rational common sense explanation for that. That a photo yokai or Trixie Tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the grandma's electric eye. She? Now, the fact that we know that yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter, Jixi Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at the time. He's gonna fucking accuse her of making it up by saying that she's the thing? Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And the individual was none other than Jixi Tenma. Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever. The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window. He's right. He's right. Did you truly believe this could end in any other way? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one. Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of Europe would. Mayor Tenma? This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Tenmataro's true identity is. Now, Mr. Mayor, it'd be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you'd been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess? That defendant intends to confess? Wait. Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no, don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jixi will be left all alone. The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's going to confess unless we do something. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Foolish mortals. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek. Mayor Tenma? Silence! I am Tenmataro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King. What the? Demon King? Well, then I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenmataro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenmataro, the one who you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenmataro, you say? Ha, what nonsense. So Maya Tenma is a yokai now? His body is now mine. So you're saying that Maya Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you? The cursed power of those warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form. Your baldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned. Huh? You claim the yokai the little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer. The one who escaped from the Fox chamber, but it was their accused all along. Ironic, is it not? A yokai turned out to be real in a matter of speaking. For the Alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenmataro. The pieces have all fallen into place. How so, Prosecutor Blackquill? It seems I must spell it out for all of you. Mayor Tenma killed the Alderman in the Fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the Alderman had suffered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Tenma stumbled upon the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenmataro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenmataro then fled from the Fox chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenmataro.
Objection!
But when we arrived at the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window? Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of QB Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenmataro? We are forgetting one other person who was at the scene of the crime, but okay, I guess not. That too is easily explained. Flew about for the time I did, but I presently tired I made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber and I knew no more. It appeared as the pieces are still in place. I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live... Order! Order! Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convince our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under a legal system? Mayor Tenma is pretending to be Tenmataro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised a valid point, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of the law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? We're not. Oops, sorry about that. Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning justice, don't I?
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
That's Wright's job. Then prove it by joining me. A night in a clink would ensure you would not succumb to temptation. How about I just promise not to succumb to anything? We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but... What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackquill, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is a fair play, and you are in serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Poor Wright, have you tempered with my shackles in some matter? It seems I found that quite shocking. It's my special Jordan of Justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackquill, not Your Honor, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackquill will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. Oh, God, okay, we made it. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're gonna stop there. I don't think it said to be continued on there, but we're just gonna stop there. Because that's a good run, and now we're on day 2, investigation day 2, and then we have the trial, and we're done. Wow, that was a quick round, I guess. Move over here. Put the music on. As we find someone to raid. There we go. Who are we gonna say hi to? Gosh darn it. I was gonna raid someone, but they're raiding somebody else at the moment. Alright, so that's not happening. So we will raid instead. Yeah, it's too sad. It's too sad. Okay, I spelled this name right. Compositions. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we will not be streaming tomorrow. I will not be streaming tomorrow, we'll say. But instead, we on Thursday we'll be starting Max Payne 2, which is gonna be a little bit annoying because I can't I can't alt shift out of there, alt tab out of there without it like minimizing, which is annoying, but whatever. I can't get it to work with as a borderless full screen setting. I tried modding it and it didn't work out. Anyway, so Max Payne 2 on Thursday. I've already tried it out. It should work. Actually, technically does work better than Max Payne 1 does out of the box, so that's good. And then we go from there to... We're off on Friday, and then Saturday is Wildcard. So we'll see what we do there. Maybe Civ 6? I don't know. I'll see if people are interested in that. If not, I'll think of something else. Maybe FF14, because I've been meaning to get back to that this February. And it's going to be February and by Saturday anyway, I believe. But until then, thank you for watching the VOD. Thank you for coming by for the stream, and I'll see you around. Bye.